Hello and welcome everybody to this live sending. I'm Gitte Winter from Room for Reflection, sending to you from Denmark. I am just north of Copenhagen and we are supposed to have summer. I'm not sure this is what a Danish summer typically is, so I'm sitting indoors and sending to you today because we have had a little giveaway. And it's time to reveal who is the winner of the book and a little cloud. So thank you all for participating. In this live sending, I will reveal who has won the book, and I will also try to comment on your comments of why you've wanted to win the book. And also I have had some different questions sent to me that I would also want to address. So please join and let me know where you're watching from, and let me know if you have any questions. If I don't have time to answer the questions today, I will get back to you and I will try to answer as many of your questions as possible. Doing child meditation can be new for quite a few of you. Some of you haven't, maybe even haven't started yet. So you might have some questions and I'll be very happy to answer and try to help you as much as I can. So the winner of the giveaway this week, with a beautiful comment, I have randomly chosen the winner, and the winner is Helen Davies. So congratulations, Helen Davies. I will write to you in a personal message as well. You have won the book. I'll show it to you. And a green cloud. Whoop. For your 6-year-old. And let's hear what Helen writes. So Helen says, I would like to win as my 6-year-old struggled in the last couple of weeks at school and has some changes ahead when they go back to school. He looks a confident little boy, but is very sensitive and attuned into everything going on around him. This would be a great addition to bedtime to help consolidate any work we do as part of our daily worry time. Green cloud if we win, please. So congratulations, Helen, and thank you for sharing. Your 6-year-old sounds like a child who would benefit from reading this book. A lot of kids take on a lot of energies when they are at school, and tuning into your own energy at bedtime is wonderful for these, for all children, but especially for a little guy like you are addressing or talking about here. So he's very sensitive and attuned into everything going on around him is what you write. And we do have a lot of sensitive children. We can view sensitive children in many ways. My point of view is that children today are no more fragile when they are born than we were when we were born. It's the world that's on speed. And these children need to handle so many different impressions every day, and their sensitivity is also within us. So of course some children are more sensitive than others. We see that if we just look into a classroom. But the sensitive part of the parents of a sensitive child might have been tucked away for quite some time to manage and cope with being part of society. So my advice is to always listen to the sensitive child. And when you start to parent a sensitive child and slow things down and deal with emotions and impressions on a regular basis, we often see that it's very good for the rest of the family as well, that we didn't really think of as sensitive. So I believe that all these, I don't even want to call it diagnosis, but we see a lot of children named sensitive children today. I think they have come as a gift to the world to remind us to slow down and also stop being so hard on ourselves as parents and just slow down time. And a lot of things changes when we just slow down and breathe and tune into love. And with a little guy like this one, tuning into his own heart energy at night. So when you are sensitive, you feel a lot more. You feel every emotion a lot more in many ways. So the beautiful part of being sensitive is that they can also feel love very profoundly and very vividly all over their body. So meditating with sensitive children is quite a gift. So if you don't think that you are sensitive as a parent, or and you have a sensitive child, please pay attention, because all the energies that this sensitive child and all receives during meditation and everything that's going on, they are often very good at expressing what's going on, and they see colors and they see energies and they see all different things that if you're a lot up in your brain, and I used to say that if you live up in brainland all the time, you don't see all these energies and you don't sense all these feelings. So meditating with a sensitive child is quite a gift if you listen and if you're open to learning from a sensitive child. So congratulations, Helen Davis. I will get in touch with you so I can get your address and send you the book. To the rest of you, thank you for participating. We will do this again. Before I end this revealing, I want to comment on some more of your comments, because I love getting in touch with you and I love to hear what you think and why you believe that heart meditation is important. So let me just take a look at this. Let's see here. So another mother is writing, I have 2 girls, aged 4 and 5. My eldest started school last year and found it hard to settle in and is changing rooms and teachers this year. My 4-year-old is starting in September as well. I think they both could benefit from the peacefulness and reassurance of this beautiful book to help them with emotions and to have a positive outlook from an early age. So thank you for sharing this story. So starting school is quite a big deal for a lot of children. And what we need to understand as parents is that emotional stress comes when we just add challenges on top of each other. So depending on what kind of summer break they have had or what kind of lives you live, starting school can be quite a lot for some children and can be quite easy for other children. It depends on the total sum of challenges they have in their lives. So for a lot of children, just a shift from summer break to school can be quite tough. And what happens often when things toughen up and the stress levels rise within children as well as adults is that we tend to have a lot of racing thoughts at bedtime. So a sort of a vicious circle can go on, that the child experiences more impressions and more stress, and at the night they can't fall asleep because of all this going on in the brain. So, and then they wake up the next morning and haven't slept enough. So we really want to help children, especially here after school, after summer holidays. We really want to help them fall asleep early. Another thing is that at vacation, a lot of children get to stay up because they can often sleep in. So going from maybe 9 or 10 in the evening to maybe 7:30 or 8 is quite tough to arrange these weeks after school has started. I'm not sure how, you guys are everywhere, so I don't know if your kids are back to school yet. In Denmark, they started this week, so we see a lot of stress among the families this week and in the following weeks. So we really want to help them fall asleep. And the Children's Meditations in My Heart is teaching parents to slow down and tune into the love energy at bedtime and talk to the child about the love the child has inside for himself and for the rest of the world. And that calms children down. To have a calm parent and feel the love inside is reassuring and gives them this sense of safety and love, that they can actually let go of all these thoughts and begin to feel their bodies. And as soon as we shift the attention from the mind into the body, the children can fall asleep. So that's what we really want to teach them, that it's the busy brain keeping them awake, but their body is really, really tired. So this is sort of like a gateway that you can use the next couple of weeks to help your children find a better bedtime routine after summer breaks. So how early can we start with this? We talk about school, but it could be getting back to daycare. I have another one writing, I would love to win this for our 2.5-year-old who always struggles with her sleep. 18 months of up to a dozen wake-ups at night means we were zombies for quite a while. Things have improved, but she still struggles, and I think she could benefit from this book, as she does appear much more relaxed after reading certain books before bed, which encapsulates love. So, how early can we start? I used to say from 3, but there are a lot of parents and children who benefit doing this early, and this one is 2.5. So maybe they don't understand all the concepts of the book when you read it to them when they're younger than 3, but they will still feel the shift in your energy. And they will still have the sense of reassurance before they fall asleep. So one thing is the book helps children fall asleep, but it also helps a lot of children sleep better through the night. So I'm not giving you some kind of miracle here, have all babies sleep through the night. That's not what I'm offering here. But I do hear from a lot of parents who have had children wake up with nightmares and even night terror, and just a lot of waking up, like stressful waking up, just like I can't like keep my sleep and I can't go deep enough down into my sleep. Of course, it's age dependent, how deep they go into their sleep and how many times they get back up on the surface and go back down. But the book has helped a lot of children sleep better through the night as well. And I believe, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, I just know a lot about energies. And I think, in my opinion, the reason why this is going on is that if you sit with your child at bedtime, and you shift the attention from whatever story you're used to telling or whatever is going on in the household into a loving energy. It's like weaving the first threads in the weave of dreams through the night. And of course, the first feelings just before you go to bed affect how you sleep, because in your sleep, you sort of work with all the things that have been going on throughout the day, and it's like a dishwasher coming in and cleaning a lot of reactions in the brain. And if you can start that process in a loving vibe, I believe that the loving energy helps the child throughout the night with all the things that goes on in the brain. Actually, the brain is more active at night than at daytime. I think that's quite magical. It has so many functions when we sleep. Of course, children need all the sleep they can get. So that was the next one, and I have had different ones. Let's scroll a little bit down. This is not part of the competition, but I have promised to address a few of you that I would love to dig into now before I log off. So Christine Ann Tyler has written to me. She has said, "What a wonderful mother you are." And of course, talking about these things, showing you how I do it, it may seem like I'm the perfect mother and I have it all figured out. I promise you, I am not. I promise you, I have so much more to learn. And I've often thought that how can I share these tools when I'm not the perfect mother? And actually what I find is that we are all just on a road to becoming better and better people and evolving and learning. And what I find is that if I find something is working for me and for children I know, I share it with you. So don't think that everything is just Zen at my house. I'm also learning with you, and we can learn together. So I invite you to learn with me and also be a teacher to me. So Christine says she feels like she's failing most days. She's trying really hard since losing her husband 3 years ago, and she can't seem to find that peace to pass on to her little man. She feels guilty and she shouts way too much, and she really needs hard meditations. How do I find the strength? So overcoming the loss of a husband and dealing with children is so tough for you, Christine, and you have my deepest condolences, and I can't even begin to imagine what you're going through. So there is one simple little technique that I want to share with you. Instead of being hard on yourself, instead of feeling guilty, instead of having a bad conscience of shouting too much, all these things, you should start to parent yourself first. So when we are dealing with a lot of emotional stuff in our lives and have children, we tend to focus on the child instead of us, because we just, like, everybody's going through a tough time and we just want to reassure the child and make sure the child is okay. And by neglecting our own grief or our own process, we miss out on a big opportunity to help the child heal the wound. So the children learn from us, from the ways we do things and from how we deal with different emotions. So if you don't allow yourself to grieve, and if you don't allow yourself to go through all the emotions you have from the loss of your husband, you miss out on opportunities to help your child. And the sooner you start to heal some of your wounds, and the sooner you start to parent yourself from a good and open heart, the sooner your child will learn how you do it. So it's hard to teach a child to move on and get over or stop grieving, or, you know, whatever you try to teach your child, if you don't do it yourself. So when you start to heal, your child will start to heal as well. And the children's meditations in my heart gives you a chance to talk to your child about the love the child has inside. It gives you a chance to tune into your own love, where all the healing comes from, that you need to heal and move on and grow again as a woman. And the love to your husband. So we can also send love to heaven. We can also send love to people who are no longer with us. So you have different angles to work with love within the book, and open up to the healing powers of your heart, because all the healing that your family needs has to come from you healing you first. So first we deal with ourselves, and then we help the children. And just by dealing with our own emotions, we already help our children. So we shouldn't hide our own energies, because the children are master detectives in understanding how we feel. They know us so well. They have studied us for so long, and they know us, our energy maybe sometimes better than we do ourselves. So we cannot hide emotions from our children. We cannot hide energies. And going through losing a husband and all the emotional stuff going on after such a devastating experience is of course a big challenge to deal with. But instead of trying to fix your child, we say, how do I find the strength? The strength is from the love inside of you to you. So the healing that you can learn from this book, and do the whole first meditation with yourself, I fill up my heart with love, that's the healing. And from that healing, the strength will come. So I hope I can help you a little bit with this, Christine. I'm sending you lots of love. And Dolores Green is also following Christine's comments here, and she says, like you, Christine Ann, I struggle too with my little ones, though I still have my husband with me. God bless you. I can't even begin to imagine how hard that is for you, and I'm sure you do a better job than you realize. I agree, Dolores. I'm sure Christine Ann is doing a wonderful job. So Dolores says, I struggle with working full-time, managing a house and 2 young kids while hubby works away. Some days, all I feel I do is give out and know something must change if I want my kids to grow up confident, happy kids with big hearts full of love, Please, could you send me some help as well from Room for Reflection? I've just purchased the book as they love their bedtime stories. So if we look at this, Dolores, from the same angle as I just told Christine Ann, sometimes you say, sometimes all I feel I do is give out, and I know something must change. So nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, filling your heart with love is the way to go about it. So instead of giving all your energy to your child, so you're working full time, your husband is away, you have 2 young children, it's damn hard, right? So instead of giving them all your energy and then crashing on the couch at night, which many parents do, you need to take care of you. You need to fill up your heart with love. You need to breathe. You need to relax, unwind. You need to do all the things that you love to do. If it's running or yoga or playing piano or whatever you love to do, you need to do those things. So when we are busy as parents, we tend to neglect ourselves. We tend to not listen to our own needs. And that's a big mistake, because then we get drained and then we don't have the strength to be the parents we want to be. So you need to parent yourself first. I say that a lot, but it really often very much helps. And you need to fill up your own heart with love. And when we do these things and when we make these changes, we can talk to our children about what we're trying to do. So, for instance, we're having a little discussion, something is going on, and you say, well, mommy needs a break to fill up my heart with love, because then I know I can parent from a good place in me. You take a moment to yourself, breathe, find your peace, fill up your heart with love, and come back. And then the next question can, if it's still tricky, the next question can be, what would love do? So what would love do right now? When you breathe, you can ask that question. What would love do about this discussion I'm having with my children right now? So I think we can manage one more. Okay, Jenny. Jenny says, I love these meditations. I have tried numerous times, but my son struggles with them and asks questions throughout. I barely get through a sentence without him asking about it and questioning how I can be real, etc., etc. I will keep persevering because I do believe they can help. So this I hear a lot as well. Children asking a lot of questions, children not wanting to close their eyes, children that don't want to meditate, and they just want the regular book. So the first thing is that always do your normal routine and then add this book. If your child has some resistance towards the book, you read your normal books first, or you do your normal routines, and then you add. So today we're going to add something to your bedtime routine that I really want to do with you, because I love you and I want to share with you how much I love you, and I want you to understand how truly beautiful you are inside. That often helps. And then when they ask questions, it's a training. So like you said, keep on going. And you can say it to the child. So when we meditate, we want to hear the inner voices, and we want to see the inner pictures, and we want to open up to our imagination. And it can be a little tricky if we talk a lot. Then we are much in our brains and not so much in our bodies. And there is a whole wonderful world down in the heart that I want you to experience. So you can ask a few questions now, and then we try to stop asking questions and just go along with it. And then afterwards, you can ask questions again, or if you fall asleep, you can ask them tomorrow. I'm very willing to answer your questions, but for now, we need to keep quiet to imagine and experience all the wonderful things you have inside. So try to be quiet as much as you can, and go discover all the beauty you have inside. I'm right here next to you. Some children talk, if they close their eyes, they talk just to feel that the parent is still present. So you can hold the hand, or you can, just by like keep talking, you just keep reassuring, I'm right here, I'm right here. So even though you close your eyes, I'm right here, I'm sitting here to the end. I'll tell you the story, even though you fall asleep, I'll keep talking, I'll keep reading. When they fall asleep during meditation, they can still hear what you're saying. So never stop because the child is sleeping. Just keep going until the end. So, Jenny, I hope that this will help your curious son. I love curious kids, and we should never take the curiosity away from them. We should turn it into a different type of curiosity. So make him curious to find out what's going on inside of him. And in the days after meditations, I always encourage you to talk to your children about it and craft with them. So they can draw their heart, they can write about their heart, they can, do all different kinds of crafting to show you how they see or feel the meditations and the emotions going on inside of them. And when you start to talk to them about what they draw or craft or whatever they do, you get a lot of insights. And I often feel that these little moments after meditations, when we craft together and the children show me their drawings, and I can ask, how come the color green is so present today? Or how come there are many colors today? Or whatever they draw, or the heart is big or small or whatever, I can, through the drawing, ask them questions that gives me insight and let me get a peek into their soul and their mind and their hearts. And for me, that's just so wonderful to meet my child, soul to soul, heart to heart, in the everyday. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. And if you have more questions, I'll just look into, yes, no questions today. But if you have more questions also from the replay, you can just ask the questions in the comments and I'll pick them up, and in a new live sending I will get back to you. So congratulations to our winner. I wish you a wonderful day and have a good time in Heartland.